The Queen has adopted the stance of never officially addressing rumors or speculation because it helped to stop them snowballing into full-blown scandals. However, since the Duke and Duchess of Sussex have continued to throw barbs at the royals, it appears that this approach is now outdated. Things came to a head earlier this week when a row over the naming of the daughter Lilibet descended into farce. Harry, 36, and Meghan, 39, insisted that they would never have proceeded with giving their second child the Queen's childhood nickname had she not been supportive. A spokesman for the couple said that the Queen was the first person the Duke called after Lilibet's birth, adding, during that conversation, he shared their hope of naming their daughter Lilibet in her honor. Had she not been supportive, they would not have used the name. The claims have been disputed by well-placed royal sources who told the BBC that the monarch was not asked about the naming of the child. The Sussexes reject this claim. A royal insider told the Mail on Sunday this new spat had sent the Queen over the edge. And sources said the stance of publicly addressing allegations will go beyond the Lilibet story. They said, this is about whether or not what is being reported is an accurate version of what actually happened. A spokeswoman for the palace declined to comment on the claims when contacted by express.co.uk this morning. Joe Biden is scheduled to have a private meeting with Queen Elizabeth II today. The White House has issued a schedule for the U.S. president as the G7 summit comes to a close. At 5:30 p.m. on Sunday, Mr. Biden and First Lady Dr. Jill Biden will have a meeting with Her Majesty. The Bidens will meet the monarch at Windsor Castle in Berkshire. At 5:15 p.m., just before their meeting, the First family will participate in the inspection of the Guard of Honor. The President, 78, will not speak to the press after his meeting with the Queen, 95, instead leaving for London at 6:10 p.m. It was the biggest official ceremony since COVID-19 hit our shores and the Queen was clearly amused. Her Majesty, 95, beamed with joy as she took in the pomp and pageantry of trooping the colour at Windsor Castle. More than 300 soldiers took part in the display marking the Queen's official birthday yesterday. Though it was 3 times the size of last year's ceremony, when only 85 soldiers took part, the pandemic could not be ignored. Again, the event was held behind closed doors in Windsor Castle's quadrangle, with members of the Household Division contending with feathering, to ensure social distancing and marching on grass. Parade planner Lieutenant Colonel Guy Stone said he wanted a memorable and uplifting day for the Queen. Prince Harry's impactful projects with veterans have been praised by U.S. First Lady Dr. Jill Biden, just hours before she is due to meet the Queen for tea. Prince Harry's Invictus Games and Walking with the Wounded projects were mentioned by Dr. Biden during a visit to members of Butte surf veterans. This organization, with the slogan Surf, Grow, Heal, is based in Cornwall and provides social support and surfing excursions for veterans, first responders and their families. The U.S. First Lady said, "I've done a lot with the Invictus Games and Walking with the Wounded. Joe and I met with them. So there's so many connections and that's why it was important to hear their stories and hear how they've triumphed." This remark comes amid tensions between the palace and the Duke and Duchess of Sussex. Prince Harry is expected to pause his 5-month paternity leave next month to put on a good show with his brother William as he attends their late mother Princess Diana's statue unveiling. Prince Harry and wife Meghan Markle are reported to be taking 5 months off from their new working life in the U.S. to spend more time with their newborn Lilibet Diana, who is affectionately named after the Duke's mother and grandmother, the Queen. The Duke of Sussex had planned to honour his mother in a different way as he and William were due to unveil a statue of their mother, on what would have been her 60th birthday, at Kensington Palace next month. But it is not clear whether Harry will still fly back to the UK for the event after his daughter was born less than a week ago, and following a fractious year after he quit royal duties and publicly spoke about his family. The Queen made her son Prince Charles feel self-conscious and embarrassed over her decision to announce a new title for the 9-year-old on TV, without giving him any prior warning. Prince Charles attended Cheam, the preparatory school at Headley, for 5 years, from 1957 to 1962. Just 1 year into his time at the prestigious school, the Queen embarrassed Charles in front of several of his classmates by announcing she had bestowed the title of Prince of Wales on him. Her Majesty had failed to inform Charles of her plans. Royal biographer Matthew Dennison has documented the incident in his new book, The Queen. The Queen came under a sensational attack by a French magazine during the first years of her reign, with the paper branding Her Majesty a bad mother for going on extended trips abroad without her infant children. Due to the Queen's joint roles as mother and heir to the throne, she frequently had to travel around the world for royal visits. The number of trips increased in her early 20s, due to her father, King George VI's, wavering health. But Her Majesty came under fire from the French press when she decided to join her husband Prince Philip in Malta for almost 3 months shortly after Princess Anne was born in the winter of 1950-51. Prince Charles was subject to the Queen's wrath after one of his royal aides told a documentary the Prince of Wales would be privately delighted if Her Majesty were to abdicate. The Queen is understood to have reacted furiously to the comments, made on TV, which highlighted Charles' impatience to get on with the job. A royal expert said Her Majesty was hurt by the comments and ended up tracking him down while he was on an overseas visit to get to the truth of the claim. The incident was documented in a new biography of the Queen by Matthew Dennison, who said Prince Charles rushed to publicly apologize for the comments. The Duke of Kent accompanied the Queen to this year's scaled-back Trooping the Colours parade, as many viewers picked up on the Duke's fragility as he used a ceremonial sword as a walking stick. The Duke of Kent joined the Queen to mark her official birthday as this year's Trooping the Colour. The parade was again a scaled celebration for the second year running due to the ongoing pandemic. However, many viewers watching the event remarked on the Duke of Kent's apparent frailty as he walked behind the Queen. The 85-year-old is also the Colonel of the Scots Guard, which was being trooped this year. Prince Harry and Meghan Markle are worried their royal status is declining since leaving the royal family, a commentator has claimed. Prince Harry, 36, and Meghan Markle, 39, are settling into life as a family of four after the birth of their daughter Lilibet Lily Diana but have received criticism for the name. Lilibet is the Queen's family nickname and the choice pays tribute to the monarch at a challenging time for the Windsors, who are mourning the loss of the Duke of Edinburgh. Royal commentator Sarah Vine has since claimed the Sussexes' decision to give their daughter a royal name meant they are worried their royal currency is fading. Princess Anne was spotted breaking an unwritten royal tradition in her first interview since the death of Prince Philip. The Duke of Edinburgh passed away on April 9 and was laid to rest on April 17 at St George's Chapel in Windsor. The Princess Royal took part in her first interview since April with ITV. According to The Mirror, a royal fan spotted Anne had crossed her legs while speaking to ITV's Chris Ship. Etiquette expert Micah Meyer told People most royals adopt the Duchess slant, which involves putting your knees and ankles together, slanting your legs to the side and placing hands on your lap. The Queen was shot at during a royal visit to New Zealand in October 1981 and the governing authorities scrambled to cover up the assassination attempt for over 40 years. The Queen visited New Zealand with her husband Prince Philip in October 1981. During a visit to Dunedin, a city in the South Island, a 17-year-old attempted to shoot Her Majesty in broad daylight. At the time, officials explained away the distant sound of a gunshot as a falling council sign, later adding that the noise was a firecracker. The government feared news of the assassination attempt would see the end of all royal visits to the country.